Hello and welcome to Traditional Painting the Digital Way. This is where I use digital painting apps to teach traditional painting techniques. In this video series, we're going to be looking at how babies and children's faces differ from adults. And the reason that I wanted to do this series is because I'm a big fan of the new Star Wars Mandalorian series. And if you've seen it, you know there's a character called Baby Yoda on there, only it's Baby Grogu. But anyway, a lot of people are trying to draw him, and they just don't quite get the face right. Now, here are the proportions for an adult face. And the eyes are about halfway on the face, and the nose is halfway between the eyes and the chin. And then the mouth would be halfway between the nose and the chin. And of course, the facial shape is going to be sort of an egg shape. And then the ears will line up with the top of the eyebrows and the bottom of the nose. And these are sort of the general proportions that an adult's face will be. Now, I was under the misapprehension, I suppose, that the babies' faces are the same, but they're not. And that is why that a lot of people are not getting the Baby Grogu look right. And then here the nose also on the adult lines up with the corner of the eyes, and the mouth will go sort of halfway between the eyes. So that's your general proportions. But now here's a baby's face. And this is different. A baby's face is rounder than an adult's face. And the eyebrows are halfway on the face instead of the eyes. So the eyes are actually lower than the halfway point. And then of course the nose is halfway between the eyebrows, and the mouth is also halfway between the nose and the chin. But because the eyes are lowered down, babies don't have very much chin. And so it's about, the forehead is going to be much bigger on a baby than it is on an adult. So that's why a lot of people don't get the baby right. They make it look like a smaller adult. Now, children are still also different from the adults. Now, probably a 2 to 3 year old, their eyebrows are going to be a little bit above the halfway point in the face. Face is still going to be rounded, but it'll be more egg-shaped. And the nose and the mouth are halfway between the halfway point again, and the chin is going to be a little bit bigger. There's going to be more chin as the children grow older, and also their eyes will grow a little. Now, it's been said that the eyes are completely the right size when a baby is born, but that's not true. They almost are, but they're not quite, and so they do grow a little bit. So I wanted to point that out. And as a teenager, the teenagers are pretty close to an adult, but not quite. So their eyes are about on the halfway point of the face, and then of course the nose is halfway between the mouth and is halfway between the eyes and the chin, and then you cut the nose in half, the distance in half between the nose and the chin to put the mouth. So the eyes are very close to about halfway, and so they're almost adult size. So teenagers are pretty close, but they're not quite the same as an adult's face. And as you can see, I have a bunch of these pictures from Pixabay, and they have royalty-free photos there, and you can see some of the teenagers' faces, and you can tell that they're longer. They have more. Their faces are longer. They have more chin, and they're very, very close to an adult's face. And so I thought that I would go ahead and show you how to do a baby's face. So we've got a picture here that I got on Pixabay, and let's look at the baby's face here. And you can see that the halfway point is where the eyebrows are, and then a quarter down that way is the nose, and then the mouth is split into another quarter there. And then you can see that they don't have much chin. Now the proportions for the eyes and the mouth are about the same as an adult. So you don't have to worry about that too much. But because of these proportions, the baby's eyes always look a little bit bigger than an adult's eyes would. So that's why a lot of people draw children with big eyes, and that makes it look like it's a baby or a child. Okay, and then here's an adult. And you can see that this follows the proportions, that the eyes are halfway on the face and nose, and is halfway between the eyes and the chin, and then the mouth is halfway between the nose and the chin. And you can tell that their chin is longer than a baby's, and the face is longer, and the eyes are not as big of a prominent feature, and the forehead is not as big as a baby. So you can see there, that's what it would look like without the picture. And so I wanted to go ahead and let's just go ahead and look at a toddler's face here. And now this is not a baby. She's probably possibly 4 or 5 maybe. And so again, you can see that sure enough, the eyes are actually below the halfway point in the face. And then of course, you measure from the halfway point and go ahead and put the nose in, and then measure halfway from the nose to the chin and put the mouth in. And you can see that the eyes are still bigger than an adult's eyes relative to their face. And then here we want to look at the teenager again, and their eyes are going to be a little bit bigger than the adult's eyes, but they're very close to adult proportions, as I said before. And so as you can see here, they're a little bit perhaps below the halfway point, but they're very close. And that would probably depend on how old the teenager is. 18 is probably adult size. So, 12 or 13, they might not be quite the same as the adults. So you can see, though, that they don't have as big foreheads. They have more chin. The face is longer. So it's very, very close to an adult. Now they may have a little bit bigger eyes. And one of the things, of course, that will set them apart from an adult or an older person is wrinkles. That is how smooth that their skin looks. So that's also a big thing that you need to be aware of when you're drawing younger folk and older folk. So this is the end of our series. This is the end of part 1 on the differences between adults and children's features. And in part 2, we're going to go ahead and try to draw a baby's face and just see exactly how it does differ when you're trying to draw or paint an adult's face. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you want to see part 2. Thanks everybody for watching. Thank you so much for your support, and I will catch you later.